learn how he's going to be using his ability, how he can use all his abilities, right? Like how he's going to be able to use his ultimate, his second ability to try to initiate. But on the other side, they seem a lot more aggressive than Gen.G. In terms of composition, I would say that right now Gen.G has not the advantage.
Yeah, but I guess some brawls may happen in the early game, but nothing quite fatal.
No, I don't think that it's going to be anything fatal. Look at that. Team Phone going in, straight trying to get the vision. Gets the decision and look exactly what he does. He does not engage. He just comes in. He knows that Lamb is busy trying to get the red buff.
He
gets the information and then just moves away.
Yeah. Like he already spot Lamb's like farming pass.
Yeah.
I know you're passing route, and
he can predict what's going to happen, right?
Yeah, they know like after you show up on the top, that also means you're gonna looking for console U.
Lamb being taken on a 2v against 1, right? Having to be forced under his turret right now. A lot of people always ask why at the beginning of the game the players are always just like very quickly just switching in between screens, right? Like they go in between their hero screen and the item screen. They want to just keep track of the gold. After you get the vision of how the jungler's path is going to be working, just by analyzing his gold, how the gold is growing, they can try to spot, they can try to predict where the jungler is. A very big amount of gold change, and that means that he's taking buff. A very small amount of gold change means that he is on his way to make a decision. So that's something important for people just to understand.
So you can like constantly check that board, check gold board when you're playing this game.
Just all the time. That's why this camera is so important, right? Like just for us to be able to see exactly how fast their fingers are moving as well.
True. It's just like doing magic, you know.
2v2. Weiyan is just gonna come in and try to share the minion wave with Ian.
There's only have some like brawls happening, but nothing quite big.
No, nothing is gonna happen yet. Look at that. Put on air, being taken extremely low. Lupu is going to jump in, then it's gonna flash away Xiaoyin. That's gonna be Guy, the one that is going to fall right now. It's gonna be a 2 against 1. By Show, it's being forced extremely low. He tries to come in, but it's gonna be Teamphone, the one that is gonna stumble in. Gonna be forced against the wall. It's gonna be a 3-1 trade for Gen.G.
It is AG that won the upper hand, and how lucky Xiaoyin is. He's almost dead.
And he flashed away, right?
Yeah.
Like By Show jumps in and then Xiaoyin just flashes away.
Well, actually this engagement
right over there. Boom. Flashes away and then he's able to proc his ult. Look at how he uses the Heaven's Origin. He doesn't want to box people in. He pushes it aside so they don't have a way how to run away.
Yeah.
He's like, not trying to box them in.
Like your ultimate, your chessboard actually is not that limited. Wisely use that complicated landform can help you to gain, like be more effective.
The way that they proc it, right? Good understanding from Xiaoyin. The way that he uses his flash in the right moment as well, no? He holds to it until the last second.
And on the bottom lane, even GK wants to do something. Let's see. With this Purify, that would be hazard, so GK just wants to retreat.
Come in, taking damage from the turret.
Just some
Look at the rotation right now from Ian. He's been spotted over there in the bush.
And there's 1,000 gold lead now goes to AG, and we can see AG, we already mentioned, actually this composition is quite solid in the early mid game.
Yeah.
So the thing that they want to do is let Lam to do the split push. Like accelerate his farming pace. Other things, gathering together, try to do some gank.
He does not have an advantage against Pompon. Pompon TP's in, Inuo gets the vision, he knows he doesn't have priority over that Tyrant.
Especially with that ultimate. After TP down, Peng Peng can use this Tyrant to refresh his ultimate, easily get away from it.
Wei Yan comes into the blue buff area and takes control of the lizards. Sad for Peng Peng as he comes in to check on his lizards, the lizards are already gone.
True, and lizards actually are quite helpful for him to level up and also gain more gold. Because actually the HP bar for different monsters in the field are quite different. So that's the reason why we don't want to waste so many times on taking down the Phoenix.
Now they're going to try to trade dragons. They're going to try to trade the turrets as well. Both teams just being very meticulous about the opening of this game.
Yeah, and everyone's being so cautious.
They have to be cautious. They know that Peng Peng right now is going to start jumping into his strong area. He's going to come into a very strong period of time where sadly for AG they cannot contest him. But Wei Yan is doing something really good. Like he is invading and coming in for the small jungle monsters. Comes in for the bears, he comes in for the firehawks. And those small amounts of gold, that little difference starts piling up. And right now he's leveled with Peng Peng. Right now, both of them on level 10.
But the gold difference, maybe there's some gold difference.
Look at that. Ice is going to be initiated. They come in, and right now they're going to try to trade, but it's going to be Monlan, the one that's going to follow mid lane. One more 1-1 trade, but it's DRG.GK, the one that is going to pay with a marksman.
After AG saw you that there's 3 members of DRG.GK showing up in the mini map on the bottom, Constant Yu is the only one standing in that mid.
Ooh, look at that. Xingfeng comes in, puts Inuo on air, but the damage does not follow.
Compositions like GK they're selected need a lot of time. They need to be wealthy. Lu Bu, Meister, Nui, Luna, no doubt, and even Constant Yu.
The more time that it passes, the stronger that they become, right?
Exactly. So there's actually like 4 core players in GK side.
Yeah, that they take on Ice. Ice knows that he doesn't need to proc his ult, that he doesn't have to. And then Monlan, nothing that he could have done. Now go back to the action. Baisho is going to jump in, taking Inu extremely low, but he's going to be the one taking a lot of damage. It's not going to be enough as Xingfeng comes in, finds the angle and takes him down.
Xingfeng's really in his best condition right now. We can see how aggressive he is.
Very aggressive.
Yeah, from the previous series, Xingfeng always brought up that kind of vibe in GK.
It is sad because Peng Peng did fall as well, but at least slowing down Inuo, who has been actually really healthy, just coming in and taking gold, it was a good decision for DRG.GK.
And GK clearly know that how to make up for that little limit damage in 7 minutes. It's because all those damage should be dealt on one certain people.
They need to focus. They need to focus their damage into one person. Just go in and just deal it into one whole target.
And now there's 2,000 gold lead goes to AG, and this is the time for AG to take a move.
Let's see how DRG.GK is going to respond to that. Luna making the rotation to mid.
Ino's being quite cautious.
Baisho taking extremely low. He still has his ultimate available. He's just holding to it for a little bit longer. Ian is receiving damage from Monlan. They need to repleague.
And about AG, they just want to retreat and find for
He hasn't seen Wei Yan in there. Wei Yan is going to have to come in out of the bush. Peng Peng just literally flew on his face.
Yeah, but the reason is because Lan knows that Peng Peng still has his ultimate. So he don't want to hazard and engage it. Again, get invading into that opponent's field.
Look at Xingfeng coming in from behind. It's going to be Baisho, the one that's going to jump, but he's going to be wide. He's receiving damage from all different angles. Xingfeng trying to find the angle, coming in, trying to protect him. Ian is taking extremely low. He's going to have to flash out of the fight. Look at Peng Peng jumping in, takes on one. He's trying to take on a second one, but it's going to be Wei Yan jumping in for the counter attack. He's going to be surrounded, guy. It's going to be a 2-1 trade for Gen.G. One more time, showing that they're business today.
Wow, this team fight lasts for such a long time. This one initiated from GK's red buff side, and again they fight again and again, turning into the mid. And check the position. Wei Yang with the protection that Ice granted at him. But at this point, they know that all those ability has been used.
Yeah.
No ultimate from Marco Polo and Pong Pong. No, this is the time for him to dive in.
Yan is going to fall as we go back live. It's going to be Baisho and Team Fun, the ones that are going to trade Ian and Inuo. It was a 2-2 trade over there in mid lane.
2-2 trade, but Wei Yang still alive and he got some kills. So actually, AG won the upper hand.
Wei Yan just starts building stronger and stronger in comparison to Pom Pom. Pom Pom started with a level advantage, started with a gold advantage, and everything just turned around to see a gigantic 8,200 gold Wei Yan right now.
Yeah, Wei Yang has now got the highest gold lead among all those 10 members. And
Let's see what he's gonna do with that, right? Because look at him just right now, just going around trying to control the red buff from DRG.GK.
he got his Pure Sky, he got Liu Bang, so he don't need to be worried about anything. So for AG, actually the main problem for them is like they're trying to use those teams by taking down those towers. But you can see after all those like chaotic team fight, they're not successfully or allowed to do that.
DRG.GK is going to choose to go for the Shadow Overlord. The Heaven's Origin comes in. Luna is going to be able to protect it, but it's going to be Wei Yang coming in from behind. He comes in. He's trying to take on one. He's taking so much damage from everyone. Inuo tries to defend him, but it's going to be not enough.
And we can see without Wei Yang, actually the damage dealt is not that enough from AG, but they just use those constantly output, force DRG.GK to retreat. And with this minion wave, finally they can take this mid tower down.
Like Inuo's damage right now is not that significant, I would say. Like it is something that he's still gonna need a little bit more time. He decided to go for the Succubus Cloak, and that slowed him down in comparison to the rest of DRG.GK.
But the problem is actually for AG, they need to speed up. Because for compositions like this, they need to try to gain more tower as they can.
They need to try to get control, right? Lucky for DRG.GK, they will control that Shadow Overlord.
Yeah, they got the Shadow Overlord, and those Vanguard spawning on 3 lanes can gain them a lot of time.
Oh, Team Fun going through, trying to force Inuo to dash back.
It makes me get that kind of feeling like Team Feng is the one try to engage. He's the one try to light up his members.
He's an assassin. He needs to see himself as what it is. Like he is an assassin, he needs to jump in, try to ambush.
Let's see AG trying to do this split up push. The first mission for them right now is clean up all those minion waves and try to manage 3 waves or even like 2 waves at least to arrive at their opponent's towers simultaneously.
We can start seeing how DRG.GK's side just moved from Pong Pong Luna straight into Monglan. Right now taking more minions, taking more gold, and focusing on always giving Monglan that red buff. Look at that. Tyrant is going to fall, coming in, it's going to be Team Fun trying to find the right angle, but he's going to vanish. It's going to be Wei Yang, the one that is going to put a knife through his chest.
That's the problem, like DRG.GK successfully take down that Tyrant. But after that, Team Feng put all those abilities on Yan, on this Xiaohedun. So like for those items that he had right now, can't let him to deal with such a tough guy.
DRG.GK gambled for the late game, and they're making it all the way into 14 minutes. They still need at least 3 to 4 minutes more, but the turrets are falling easily.
But now things changed. After we can see Baisho got his Siege Breaker.
Oh guys, team low, it's gonna be Baisho, the one that's gonna jump in. He tries to follow in with the flash, but he's going to fall. It's gonna be one more kill for Wei Yan, who is gigantic right now. Pong Pong comes in and he's just trying to proc his ult, trying to follow in. He's gonna be wide right now. He's gonna have to replete.
But he's instantly constantly doing this output damage, and he's even doing that, but with Marco Polo, the first ability.
Things are turning around. Look at that. It's only Ice falling, but Baisho thought that he could take on Ino at the beginning of the fight. He jumps in with the falling god. He jumps in, he uses his flash. His damage was not enough, and he fell very early in the fight.
That's the cue. After what I mentioned about the siege breaker was built up by Baisho, he knows that with that complicated landform, he can use his ultimate and try to do some fatal strike.
Yes.
But the problem is, Xiao Ying predict that movement, so see that flash instantly, get a void of that area that Baisho creates.
They need to start counting right now the timings about all that. Inuo's Purify is already on, and Xiao Yin is going to need at least 45 more seconds for his flash to be available.
But to be honest, I'm still very optimistic with GK's composition in the late game. Once we've mentioned, actually there's like 4 core players in that game. But for AG, the prior mission is to take down those towers.
Yeah, exactly. With no turrets, there is no late game to talk about.
Yeah.
And when we talk about late game, we need to understand what is that. It's not a matter of time. It's just a matter of gold and items.
Yeah.
If you're being killed, if you're losing your fights, that late game might never show up. Now it's going to be Baisho, the one that is going to come in, is going to take on one Xiao Yin that is going to fall. I know Ino is being surrounded by 4 people from DRG.GK.
And Lam trying to clean up this mid-minion waves. Don't let GK to take down this mid tower, but GK used this beautiful team fight by themselves a lot of time.
Exactly, and that's what we were talking about. It's not a matter of time. It's just a matter that at specific moments in the game, you're supposed to be in specific places. And right now, what they're trying to do is try to slow down Wei Yang, who's already too big for them to fight up right now. The Wei Yang that you can see right now, he can just go anywhere he wants, take any fight that he would like. Look at that. He just takes on Xingfeng as if it would be nothing.
Yeah. Because with this Pure Sky and his full effect out, he's undefeated right now.
That Baisho is going to proc his ult, forcing Wei Yan back.
Still 2,000 gold remaining from AG side. But the good news to AG is that they've got 1 high ground tower on the bottom advantage.
Guys, with the Armageddon, he's the one sucking in a lot of damage. They're going to try to fall back because right now it's going to be Wei Yan trying to jump in. It's going to be the Battlefield Commander coming in, allowing him to take the dash. He takes in the shield, and right now it's going to be Luna, the one that is going to follow Wei Yan. It's going to be Fanfon, takes on 1, takes on 2. Flash of blood for Lupu. Double kill.
They even want more. They're finding Ino, trying to chase out, trying to take him down. If they take Ino down, there's nobody gonna remain from AG side. So they just split up into 2 parts. Hongse Yu in the mid trying to take down this tower, and they're aiming at this high ground tower in the mid.
The ballistas are starting coming. 15 seconds until Wei Yan can jump in. It's gonna be 4 people from DRG.GK trying to take on the turret. The ballistas are in. Ino tries to come back. He's the only light that they have to try to come in. He comes in, he cleans the wave. The ballista is still alive, but it's going to be unsuccessful. It's gonna be an ace, but Ino used his life just to allow DRG.GK to push back and for Chengdu AG to have a little bit more time to come back.
Yeah, thanks to Ino. And also, like, get a quick review to this engagement. One thing that DRG.GK did really good is that from this team fight was engaged, they already stretched down the HP bar from Ino.
Yes, exactly. Like they pushed Ino so low that he needed to replete. It was too much for Wei Yan. We've said that Wei Yan was gigantic. Look at him. He's almost 16,000 gold.
That's huge.
That's huge compared to the only 14,000 gold that Luna has right now. But look at DRG.GK. They're going to go for the Overlord because they know controlling the waves right now is what could give them the victory.
And we can see Luna and also Hongse Yu and also Mai Senui, they're fully dead out. So they know that this is going to be the time for GK to show.
The bottom lane, look at the bottom lane wave. They need to go and get that sorted out.
The only thing that bothered GK a lot is because they lost high ground tower on the bottom.
Yes.
But luckily, the Tempest Dragon is gonna spawn on the bottom.
Yeah, it's gonna spawn on the bottom, and that's why they decide just to send the Vanguards on that exact way. Look at them, they do not want to engage here in mid lane. They just want to clean the wave on bottom and try to gain priority.
And they
25 seconds until the Storm Dragon.
And they even spawned that strongest Vanguard on the bottom, trying to take down some towers.
Living away, controlling the blue. Pumpa will need that blue buff, but right now, it's only Eno, the one that has Succubus Cloak.
That's gonna be something we need to pay attention after they did that team fight. What AG is gonna do, Eno's gonna be really cautious. He needs to be really careful. He's not allowed that his HP bar would be shredded down before the engagement.
Not at all.
He needs to be the one constantly do that output.
Now Monglan is gonna go for his red buff. That's going to allow them just to have a little bit of an advantage since Pompon just controlled the red buff from Chengdu AG. Right now Chengdu AG for the next round won't have any red buff, and we know that Marco Polo without red is a completely different hero.
True.
DRG.GK starts the dragon. What do they want to do? They want to rush it. Ian gets an eye on it. It's going to be defeated. Right now it's going to be Hum just broken over there, the resurrection.
And Baishou chasing up Yixing, killing spree goes to Console E, checks the front line, trying to gain some advantage, but he needs to escape away. His HP bar is too low, not that healthy. AG right now needs to retreat.
Now Weiyan needs to TP back to base because he knows that he cannot take a fight against Pompon. Pompon comes in, takes on the minions, and it's going to allow Weiyan to go back.
And with this effect granted by taking down Tempest Dragon, this kind of lightning chain will allow them to do true damage towards their enemy.
50 more seconds for that effect. It's going to be the first power play that DRG.GK is going to have. Weiyan tried to go for the blue buff. It's not going to be for him.
Edge is on the edge. They're quite dangerous right now. But
They are.
The only way is to push back.
They have to push back right now. 30 more seconds for that ability. Pompon comes in. He's in a 1 against 2. He does not want to engage in that. His goal is going to be the red buff.
Take down this red buff with those Vanguard. Tempest Vanguard spawning on 2 side lanes. DRG.GK tried to take down this high ground tower on the bottom.
Yeah, that's the only goal right now. Xiaoyin comes in with his second ability. It's going to be Baishou, the one that's going to jump in. Trying to take Eno down. Eno is going to disappear. Xiaoyin is going to follow him. It's only going to be Weiyan, the last hope that they have. As right now, it's going to be the Vanguards. It's going to be clean. The pressure is right now on Chengdu AG. And it's going to be one more person. It's going to try to revive. He's going to fall in one more time. Ian is being taken extremely low. Ice goes back to the fountain. The dragons come in. The crystal falls. DRG.GK takes the victory.
5 versus 5. But GK ends up with